Hello again! In this video, we're going to talk about how to make money with your photography and get published. Now, first off, I hate to burst your bubble, but you're not going to get rich from photography. You really need to think to yourself, do I want to turn my hobby into a job? Now, at least for me, the answer is no, because then I'm doing it because I have to and not because I want to. But that being said, it's fine to have the photography as, a side hustle or a side gig, because that way you can control when, where, and most importantly, what you're taking pictures of, versus, say, your publisher or a client telling you, if you don't get this shot, you don't get paid. And I do know quite a few professional photographers who do that as their full-time job, and they've all told me basically the same thing, that while the access and opportunities that they get is awesome, it's very, very difficult to make a living off of, because generally your income is based totally off of the sales that you make from selling your photos. I mean, being a pro photographer is hard enough, right? And aviation photography is a very, very small niche within that. Again, most pro photographers shoot other things besides aviation. One of my friends had somebody once ask him, is the photography a job or is it a hobby? And he said, well, it's a job when I get paid and it's a hobby when I don't. But here are some few things that can help you get published and just maybe get somebody to buy one of your photos. Number one, look for photo contests, websites, magazines, etc. Get creative and don't limit yourself to just aviation. If you're a student, your school may or may not have a dedicated photographer, and they may just need somebody to take pictures of things like sporting events and after-school events. Well, yeah, it's not aviation, but it gives you valuable experience and it gets your name out there. Again, get creative. Matter of fact, the first time I got published was not for an aviation photo. It was actually for a photo that I took of Route 66 in Albuquerque, which is this photo right here. But here is the main difference between an aviation photographer and a spotter. Most, well actually all, published photos that I've seen in aviation magazines tell a story. They don't just have a picture of an airplane. Remember, there's tons of pictures of airplanes out there. How will your photos stand out? Number two, be prepared for rejection. Be prepared to hear no. I've lost track of how many different emails and different places that I've submitted my photos to, and I've never even gotten a response, or even a thanks but no thanks. Just like anybody who has ever worked in sales will tell you, 80 to 90% of the time, you're going to hear no. But you only need that one yes. Number three, be prepared to what I'm going to call cold call. And what I mean by that is be prepared to send your photos out to lots of different places, whether that's email, Facebook Messenger, or whatever. Always keep your eyes and ears open for new opportunities and leads, just like a good salesperson would. Number four, have a website or a portfolio. And no, your Instagram, Facebook, etc. don't count. You really do need to have a dedicated website. Why? Well, not everybody has Instagram or Facebook, and quite frankly, it doesn't look very professional. There's tons of great website builders out there that have both free and paid options, and they'll work for building your portfolio, such as GoDaddy, which is what I use. There's also Squarespace, Wix, and Weebly, and that's just four. There's tons more. And even better, now you don't need to know HTML or have any web design experience to build it, although it does kind of help. And even better, bonus points if your website has a store where people can buy photos if they want to. You can use sites like Fine Art America, Darkroom Tech, which is what I use, Redbubble, or SmugMug. Number five, get business cards and make your own. And just like with websites, there's tons of places out there that print business cards. There's Vistaprint, which is what I use, Shutterfly. Heck, you could even go to your local Staples or OfficeMax store and have them printed there. Now, a really easy way to make business cards is this. put one of the shots that you're really proud of on one side, and then on the other side, put your name, your email, and your website URL. Keep it simple. Oh, and don't be afraid to hand them out. They do no good if they're just sitting at home in your camera bag. And finally, number 6, don't be afraid to talk to people. If you see somebody out there with their phone trying to get a picture, don't be afraid to go up to them and ask, hey, I can send you some photos if you want. And honestly, I have yet to meet somebody who will say no to that question. And even better, if you see someone out there with a big camera too, go up to them and talk to them, because they just might have some contacts or opportunities that they'd be willing to share with you once they kind of get to know you a little bit. But at the end of the day, there's no secret sauce to getting published. You really have to act like a salesperson, because that's what you're doing. Well, yeah, you're not selling used cars, but you are selling your work. Remember, the contacts and the money won't just naturally come to you. You have to do the work to go and find them. But once you've got them, you've got them. If you can build up a working relationship with that person or that organization, who knows where that might lead? You can get published and make money. It just takes time.